Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Winter. We are one map into our grand best-of-5 final between mousesports and Astralis. And the first map went the way of Astralis, and comfortably so, Scrawny.
Yeah, at no point during that first map did Astralis seem uncomfortable. You know, even in those 2v2, 1v1 type moments you were talking about it, just the internal clock is perfectly, on point. They are so dialed in, they are so well tuned. What was the word Matsu used for device?
Optimized.
Optimized device.
Yes, they are on point like a Timex. That was really sick stuff from Astralis. This will be an interesting map. It's the map pick of Astralis. They are the better team on this map, but mousesports are probably the second best team here, and maybe one of the better teams on Inferno at the moment in the world. So I think this will be the hardest challenge. Finally, in Inferno, where it won't be an underdog story of whether or not they can come back and then get outclassed in terms of grenades, mousesports will be able to keep up with them at every turn. And I think still Astralis will be favored in this matchup, but it will be an interesting one, maybe more so than Train.
Hopefully more so than Train. We didn't all get out of bed on Sunday with a best-of-5 on the menu just to eat an appetizer and walk away. I want Counter-Strike. I want action-packed rounds, maybe even an overtime. But it's on mousesports to deliver it, because Astralis, well, they've already delivered a hell of a performance on that opening map. Can they repeat? Can they three-peat? So many questions. So many rounds still to be played. I mean, let's be real, we can't jump the gun. This would just be that 2-0, but a reverse sweep at a best-of-5, that is a rare occasion.
Nothing special just yet. No decisions being made. Whatever is easy to take, they'll take it. Frozen's back here. They might have a read on what the setup is going to be, so there's pressure on mousesports to maybe take a peek here or there. Wouldn't be the worst idea to look down mid, maybe. And there's a chance. Very clinical stuff here from Rops. That's one down at the bottom of mid, and immediately Astralis is like, oh, you want to fight? Okay, we'll come to A.
Getting one step closer. It's Dupree over towards the balcony. He will be kept in by Kerrigan. Oh, Robs with the one tap. And Glave's going to take one through the corner of the wall. So it's the exit from the balcony that's meant to go well for Astralis. But Kerrigan, he's going to be able to slip himself around the box before finally dying to Zipex. But Zipex doesn't have a bomb. And Zipex isn't floppy.
Yeah, what a world that we can say that. At least in this tournament, honestly, Floppy's the most clutch player on the goddamn planet for what we've seen. So, yeah, that's true. Let's say he's on a loss streak on the 1v1, Zipex. Not quite the Zipex of old, at least not in this past day or two. Really good stuff here by Robs. Even in another headshot through the wall, and he'll even catch Glaive after shooting him in the head through the wall. Robs, go kill.
That's the game plan.
Damn, who knew it was so easy? Just gotta pay for Robs.
Oop.
Come on, Robs. Oh, god damn it.
Come on. Third time's the charm.
Back to 1.6.
I like how they just gave up. They don't even boost Bymas, or use Bymas to boost him. Like, no, never mind. I didn't want to go up there to begin with.
I'm rushing underpass.
Frag grenade is on the money. Frozen and Chris J throwing them nades down deep. And the tapping away with the MP7. Frozen, nicely done. Making money off those SMGs. You know, it's about taste. It's about preference when it comes to SMGs. I think Chris J uses the MP7 just because it's covered in those Katowice 2014 stickers.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. He is really good. He does buy it a lot. Like,
yeah.
It's like
MP7's a great gun.
It's a great gun. It's just a little expensive. Like, if it was any cheaper, it'd be easily the best SMG pound for pound.
You know.
It still could be worth it because you get that loss bonus. But yes.
It's Chris J.
It's Chris J. Whatever you need him to do, J. Okay. So here are some nades into Banana. The tricky part about this is that we've seen what mousesports do when they fall back into the sites. They'll try to re-aggress at the top of Banana. But look how far out Majesty's getting. He's making sure that they don't push up again. And this position will also result in a kill as Chris was looking to rotate. There's a player at first oranges, but Astralis can move into an exec right behind this.
Frozen behind second oranges now, tucking back, Frozen. Well, he's lost Kerrigan, who's here to try and help. Rops just on the other side could start putting M4 shots through, But it's Frozen still to hold the line. He hasn't died. 19 health left, and he evacuates into the dark corner. Xypix's shadow shown.
Uh-oh.
And now Frozen knows he is in for a world of hurt. But here comes Rops, pushing through the smoke for a single kill. And Device, well, it's a labored spray, leaving him and Dupree incredibly low. Despite having the better weapons, Astralis stalling out on the front of this bomb site, but they will still have a chance to close. As Device slips by, Rops seems to know exactly what he's doing. Nicely done by Rops. 7-0 off the start, 3 kills in this round.
Okay. Well, that was such a nice round for mousesports. First of all, Frozen staying alive. Talked a lot about Device's ability to stay alive from quad, using his nades. Protocols were fantastic here. Great flashes from Bymas. Want to credit him for helping them delay long enough. You know, if there are no flashes into the site, then all of the Astralis players can just swarm. They know Frozen's by himself. They can try to attack him, but the flashes constantly made it harder for them to make progress, and this perpetual threat of someone pushing CT spawn loomed over top of them. Interesting idea here. We saw Godsent kind of just wait and then re-aggress, right? After top banana would be taken, knowing that mousesports would eventually fall back like they are doing again. Astralis, on the other hand, last round, they just pushed up early, got through in between the grenades. A different style of it.
Dupree is dead. Frozen challenging on Coffins. Chris J up close on top of it with the Molotov to burn Glaive. Still very much early days, but this has got to be a little bit of a relief for mousesports that the second map doesn't start the first way. The way the first one ended. Little AK spray. Device is delivering 3 kills, bomb in front of him, and a smoke to retrieve it. Let's see what Device...
Oh, no way he gets that!
Device is on for the ace. It took him 4 rounds to get a single kill, but the moment he has 1, he has 4.
He might go A. Rotates through... Oh my god, he runs this fast. This guy, man. He's just, his brain is pulsating right now. The lobes are going. He's running over to the A site. It's a complete read. There will be so long before Robs figures out it's not this site and runs back. There is almost no chance that Robs even wins this round.
I just said that they must feel relieved.
He knows how long it'll take for Robs to get back here based on how early he ran. He can play this however he wants.
Robs does have the kit, an incendiary and a flashbang. He's got health advantage. But it's Device sitting back in the little pit. Rops is going to come out. If he takes out any utility once he exits this door, he's going to be so exposed, and now he's been seen. Device dodges the first couple of shots. Rops is going to take some damage, and Device goes down. Rops, it's him that seems invincible here on Inferno. 8-0. And a 4th round for mousesports, but talk about puckered.
Oh my god. It comes down to those few taps. I'm actually shocked that Device peeks from Mini like that. In that position, understanding where Rops is coming from, spotting him, delaying of time would have been entirely possible. The Device looked like he wanted to end it in style. Look at these kills. After all that, he'll go for the aim map versus Rops. That's brave.
Let that be a warning to mousesports. Now we've got Astralis on the full-fledged buy.
What was that start? 1v what? 1v3? Well, either way, lots of damage dealt off that round, but it's, you know, mousesports falling on their feet, and some of these scrappy rounds are able to survive.
Nicely timed. Taking Device down to 50 health, that's nothing to just shrug about. No close rotation, 2 Ts from Astralis, still over on the A site. Let's see what this scrambles. Kerrigan now coming over. Everybody leaving Banana from Astralis. A lot of pressure on Bymas. And I think if we see Astralis start to hit this A site, that's where Bymas has to turn into 3-Mas. He needs to be able to get them big multi-kills today. He needs to be able to step up alongside Frozen and Rops like he has been for mousesports.
Watch for the next flash.
Comes over the top. Kerrigan's going to be behind the tall box. Bymas dies instantly, empty-handed, but here's Rops. He has 10 kills already. And he's got 2 more to take down here. Man advantage for mousesports, and Rop's going to cool off because he knows he can wrap this around through the apartments. Astralis in the post plant yet again. Not much room to wiggle with. Magisk over in the pit.
Oh, he's moving up fast.
Yeah, Robin's right on the cusp of it. Smoke over the top. Magisk in the open, caught off guard. Rops now 3 kills in this one, and it's Zipex relegated to the backside, popped by Rops. He is doing his best device impression because this kid's 12-0 off the get-go. mousesports leading 5-0.
He is sick at Inferno. Here on the CD side, so much work being put in. That initial spray, usually it's burst with Rops, but he has 2 targets out in front of him. Continuation onto Device, who was brought down low by the HE nade of Frozen earlier on the round over on Banana, and just perfect angle clearing. He is the guy on T side to come through halls and knows how to entry, so you better believe he knows how to retake from it on CT side.
mousesports outflashed Astralis 89-41 on Train. Chris J had twice as many flash assists as Astralis did. It did not matter.
Yeah, so that's one of those positions where Chris J's just flashing over T-Con every round. He just gets like 4 flash assists every single round, but it's just part of the default. So some of those cannot actually result in anyone being peaked while they're flashed.
Participation points is what you're saying.
Yeah. And we didn't even get to see much of Astralis' T side to bring that stat back.
Well, now we get to see their T side. mousesports get to try and hold it off. Very strong start. Grenades have been excellent for mousesports towards Banana.
Yeah, they've been good. I mean, they definitely have the nades to keep up, 100%. I'm not going to say they have many weaknesses on this map. mousesports just coming to form, helps them bring this up. Frozen, eyes on him again. You know, so good on the CD side. Chris, he's dying sometimes. Frozen. Oh, he'll get the kills, and Rops will put one between the eyes of Dupree, jumping up onto the balcony. They're moved back into the site, but they're up a player, and they've done that early damage, as he pointed out, on Device once again.
Another test for the B bomb site. Kerrigan coming over.
Nice rotation over here from the CT side.
It's 2 smokes between mousesports. No fire to be thrown here at the feet of Astralis. Flashbang for Kerrigan. Sees a foot as he walks away from it. Is he going to come back in for second servings? They're on high alert. They put down a smoke for the incendiary. Frozen on the new box. He's the player with the vision. It's an op alongside him. Chris to 33 HP. Kerrigan's going to deliver a kill alongside Chris. Frozen now coming into the action. Only 2 Ts to take down. It's Device and Glaive on the side of Coffin with no bomb possession. And another kill from Chris despite all of that on top of him, but it's Device in the clutch. He jumps, he gets back bomb, 2 CTs to peek from spawn, and Bymas cuts him down. mousesports have not stuttered. mousesports have not stalled. 6-0 the start.
So nicely done here from mousesports. Rops 13-0. Frozen so good at that quad position. I think they're not mollying him because they don't want it to be smoked. They want him to fight, but they're not getting the opportunities. The rotations are really good for mousesports. Kerrigan goes for a read that round, walking over early towards the B site, but you have to give credit where credit's due. He knows when he should move. Alex said, you know, it was always hard to keep track of him when it came to when he'd stack, and it's something that he likes to do. And yeah, Glaive kind of did the same thing when it came to out-calling him on Train. So the confidence is starting to change hands a little bit here. Things very much making sense for mousesports.
Oh, hefty.
Like a purse full of lead, lands right on him. Hits him in the chest.
That's going to be just as good.
Clearing 100 damage with that one.
Yep. It's all shared across 3 players. Kerrigan, a little bit labored on the spray, but he gets there. And he still stands. Bymas kind of pulled between 2 directions, finds the better of the timing, but can't quite kill Magisk. Oh, and Rops finally dies. It's to the Mach 10 of Zipex. His first death of this second map. Kerrigan going to try to spam some damage, but I think mousesports have to save.
That's a shocking way to lose a round. They actually had good positions to hold. Of course, Zipek's kill on Rops is everything. If he holds up there, they cannot enter the site too easily. They could still probably score a bomb plant, but then Kerrigan also not getting the damage, enough damage off on Arch, plus the early kill and HE damage to follow for mousesports. I think that they were set up pretty well, but those two entries, of course, this is what we talked about, the variance. You know, if you don't have the overstacked site, you can't make up for the fact that a couple of either lucky entries or really sick entries will make it so that you have no chance of winning the round, even though they clearly have better guns.
So 4 survivors here for Astralis. Direct correlation. Rops dies, Astralis succeed.
Yeah, just like the device storyline. Yeah, Rops has been everything. So attack timeout will be called.
They are mirroring Astralis. This is exactly what happened on Train.
As soon as they lose a round,
pause. Talk it out.
Everything was flowing. Now they just want to say, is there anything we need to talk about there?
Oh, good, you're awake. Rops grabbed more kills in 5 rounds of Inferno than he got on Train.
Honestly, looked a little bit shaky on Train. Was surprised to see that. It's definitely a good map for him. Looked somewhat off, but yeah, call him an Inferno specialist. He's been doing numbers on this map.
Somebody had to step up after that first map because they all had their heads cut down. Definitely knocked down a peg here in terms of confidence from Astralis on Train.
This has been very impressive so far from mousesports, from Rops. Kerrigan's coming through with reads. You know, they're removing the cobwebs that were there on Train.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a slow start, you know, but now the cogs are churning. The wheels are turning. mousesports yearning to bounce back on this second one. Try to even out the series. 2-0 in a best of 5 is a daunting task. It's the name of the patience here from Zipex. Rob's going to have his attention kind of pulled between both this doorway and the apartments themselves. Zipex, don't look away, because now is your chance. And he will find that first kill versus Robs, but it's Chris J still scoped in up close, crouching. He's right there.
You see Zipex aiming so low, but the crouch is even beneath this, and oh my god. Can somebody just peek, please? They're so close. Somebody make a move!
And it's gonna cost him. Zipex, with ice in his veins, waits out Chris J. 5 versus 3 off the back of that, but good damage from Bymas. 2 kills through the smoke. That's massive. It's enough.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's enough, all right. They've had enough. As they try to get into this A site, we see Astralis taking down a peg. Surprise, surprise. It's Bymas from the corner. Flash through smoke. He's on for the ace. And he's gonna get it. mousesports right back on the board.
The disrespect lineup through the smoke on Arch. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, lines him up and knocks him down. They can't even turn the corner. That's sick. He had the pre-aim ready, the timing ready. Like they're playing Human Centipede out here, trying to get around into the site.
It's gruesome, that's for sure.
They're eating bullets, not ass in this one. Look at the damage.
It's nuts. The reload stays recomposed, goes right back to what was working. Flashes himself through the smoke. Closes. That round is all Bymas. That's not support from a teammate. That's not presence from anybody else. He didn't find some timing because his initial hold in apartments went semi-well. No, that is Bymas from the start to the end. Digest that one.
I'm trying.
Not you, Frankie.
You're all right.
Double Arch setup. Kerrigan here this time. New challenge. Rops.
Same position, swings out. Oh, he gets, oh, he does flick back. Or does he get a kill in the background?
He does, no, he flicks back.
Oh. Sexy stuff from Rops. Bymas inside of the pit. Let's see it, kid. Goes extending around the side of his own smoke. And sure enough, Magic's gonna give him a little taste of his own medicine. We're back down into the 2 versus 2. Astralis pissed after that last round showing. But mousesports split as Frozen tries to find his calling. Magic's in the little pit. Device in the backside. Chris J's going to be spotted. And oh no, now Magisk knows exactly where both CTs are at.
Oh my god. Oh.
Frozen almost gets cleared. Oh, and it's through smoke from Magisk. This is going to activate Chris. He walks in, and he knows Device is back here. Both Oppers missing a shot, and Device recovers quicker with a no-scope to the chest. Rest in peace, Chris. mousesports 7, Astralis 2.
What happened? What happened? They had Magisk in that moment. They could have turned the corner on Pit. I don't know. I guess they didn't see him. Look at this damage.
Wow.
Yeah, whip back on Zipex. It wasn't done with you, buddy. He'll get the kill, and there's the no-scope from Device jumping up the reposition. It's kind of like an off knives type situation. Just going for the shots wherever you can find him. Knew he was going to get caught in the reposition.
Bymas.
Whoa!
His first ace in Pro CS today, just a couple of rounds ago against Astralis in a grand final, which is pretty major. Also, I did some investigating, and thanks to someone on the internet, Steve M, I think his name was, he told me that Chris J's cup, his mug, it says Lucky Cup on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just wanted to slip that one in
Oh,
there.
because it's in another language?
Yes, it's in, I guess it's in Dutch, maybe?
Oh, right, okay.
Deutsch.
Deutsch.
Well. 2 ops here between Kerrigan and Chris. So
First ace.
yeah, that's surprising
Astralis.
and really awesome. And it was a really good ace.
Yeah.
It wasn't just yeah, it was a pretty cool ace, something unique.
Welcome to the big leagues. Let's see it. Oh, one more.
Oh, one more. Yeah.
One more.
He's coming.
Come on.
Come.
All right. Fall back. Let him come to you. I like the idea.
Damn.
If it's going to be Rops to kick off this second map and Bymas is right behind him, then that's the kind of recipe that they need. Everybody from mousesports has to step up. And Kerrigan, well, he's going to deliver this op frag inside of the apartments. Bymas with a deagle on the side of the smoke, slips through. What you doing, Device? Where you going?
Wow, he just outdueled. I mean, he just out-opted Dupree, right? Like perfect pre-aim, faster shot. And Dupree, I think, was opping at the end of the long haul there, waiting for that specific peak. Nasty by Kerrigan.
Just in the 1v5. Dies. mousesports taking 8. This is a stellar defensive half. Now we're into that backstretch. 5 rounds to go for Astralis to try and recover. mousesports definitely starting to heat up.
That's a sick shot, Kerrigan. Really sick stuff. They keep this, and then they upgrade in the middle. All their pistols now have AKs. Astralis, they've won a couple of eco rounds, but they're really falling apart here on T-side. Shocking to see.
3 players up ult. No, excuse me, make that 4.
And basically, either of these teams decimate any other team in this tournament on Inferno. Decimate. Own them. But now they're going up against each other, and we're seeing mousesports come through with this big of a lead. Insane.
Kerrigan creeping back around the angle. Misses the shot, dives into cover. Astralis not going to stick with this, but they've done a good job of getting mousesports to stack heavy on the A site. They've got 1 flashbang, 2 smack 10s, and a whole lot of gusto to try and take this B site. Chris J over on the new box. It's his turn to deliver. And oh, Frozen. 3 kills immediately. 2 with the AK, 1 off the frag. It's a full house on the B site for mousesports.
Starting to really fall in love with this Frozen Chris J affair over on B. They are working so well together. The harder site to hold. And Chris, sometimes he dies, but Frozen almost never.
Device didn't take a single opening duel on Train, but ended it with 9 multi-kill rounds.
Wow. Didn't even take 1 opening duel. Late round scaling. I like that. Timeout is going to be called, and it is much needed. Look at the kill discrepancy.
Rops. 2 players over 100 ADR for mousesports. It's that young trio of talent from mousesports. So intimidating. Of course, it's being supported by returns to form from the likes of this guy. Kerrigan and Chris, double op, 2-pronged assault. But one of the frontiers goes down. Device inside of the smoke. He's got a couple of players trying to go onto the boost. He could just rock their world. Frozen's going to get called out. Chris J jumps back into the cover, and then he sticks around. Oh, and he just no-scopes Device, looking like he had a chance at an additional kill, but suddenly that B-site's compromised, and it's there for the taking. Astralis, well, they're going to get this third one, because you just know Bymas and Rops are going to have to save.
Yeah, basically, the only rounds that Astralis are winning here are they're getting these crazy, crazy entries, whether it's on their save rounds or a round like this where they, Device gets one over Frozen. Frozen's waiting for him to come through with that push. He's not even flashed off his position either, so there's a chance they die, but the setup falls apart beyond that. And of course, opening kill for Magisk on the push down mid. Don't know if that was one of the ops or not, but whoever it was took a bullet to the face. I think you're still fine here if you're mousesports playing it cool. I don't know what you're necessarily worried about at the moment, because I think the more important rounds you're winning, like the rounds that are slowed down a bit. It's kind of like what we saw in Train. It's like mousesports only started winning when they started doing these kinds of rushes. So I think the only thing that mousesports have to worry about is making sure to stop them. It'll be so cool to see what happens when we move into the second half, but there's still a chance here for one unbelievable CT side here for mousesports, or a quiet crawl back for Astralis to 6.
Almost on the money.
Yeah, they've got him pushed all the way back. There's a lot of CTs holding here at mid, and they were spotting it with Bymas, so I wonder if they're going to rotate over. Oh, they're going to throw some late grenades. I think they catch a bit of a timing here. Astralis, maybe that makes them uncomfortable.
Oh! Whew. Yeah, we're getting greasy. There's so many layers to this utility, and then on top of that, he pushes nearly into the boost.
Damn.
A lot of posturing going on here on Banana. You love to see it. Layers on layers of setups.
Man, they're playing Cubby on Arch so often, and it's been a really important spot here for mousesports on the CT side. They're getting info on mid once in a while. It's not always smoked. And Astralis, they're changing the game plan a little bit. They know, they've seen Kerrigan rotate as a third man over in this position before, and I think they don't want to make fools of themselves by running into the stack, but there isn't Kerrigan here right now. And Rops again in the Cubby. Let's see what it can do.
Perfect.
Another kill, yeah.
Then he waits. And if he goes right back, he's going to find himself another. But Device, well, he's gotten a kill over on the B site. Bomb inbound. Oh, Rops takes Zipix out of the sky. And even with the second player on B dead, mousesports will hold with Bomb in a comfortable 3 versus 1. Double digits on the CT side of Inferno, their opponent's map pick.
Yeah, they both are taking their opponent's map pick potentially and doing it in style. Man, I'm loving the game plan here from mousesports. They're doing a good enough job of making the round long on B. Astralis clearly wanted to go there early. That gets shut down. Over here, Cubby is getting used over and over again. It's been such a critical component. Allowed Bymas to get his ace. We saw Rops get a 2K from there, another 2K right here. And it's something that Astralis are overlooking a little bit. I really like how mousesports are approaching this.
This is what we needed to see. You know, even if they just fizzled into like an 8-7 CT side on Inferno, you'd think that Astralis just had too much. But if they can dominate them in at least an opening 15, then it takes back that precedent. Takes back the tone Astralis set for this series, which really did sound and feel like domination.
So, do they have a stack going on at Arch? It looks like they do, which is a new way to disrespect this smoke and something that might not get cleared, right? So we'll see. Dupree's up close. They're spamming. They might know someone's pushed up. Oh, they're trying to get away from it, and it'll end up getting them a kill.
Oh, Zipix, he was watching the other direction. They did not anticipate that one.
They're getting outdone.
Incendiary in both directions as well here from mousesports, making the most of the utility just to keep the T's away from any kind of big commitment. Will mousesports make an additional move? Will they go pushing anywhere? Prying for information. With a man advantage, are they comfortable to just sit? Glaive gets the AK back. That's everyone from Astralis on full force. The Device is tagged to 50 and 30 seconds left on the clock. They're going to leave this A site with mousesports having the majority of their members over on that side of the map. It is Chris J and Frozen to combine. But then all of a sudden, it's the double back once more, and it works perfectly. It works perfectly. It is only Kerrigan inside of the site, and Glaive, well, he's got Bymas cut off, but Bymas barrels back. Kerrigan from the top rope shuts down Magisk, and Bymas right there to help him. Astralis thought they'd gamed the rotates, and oh, had they ever. But mousesports at that final moment realized what's up and shut Astralis down.
Now they're coming through on an individual level as well. Nice positioning here from Kerrigan. Bymas being very careful about stepping back into Arch. These were all huge. And Glaive, he makes the play, right? He throws the Molotov down about halfway through the smoke, picks up the gun. As soon as the smoke comes up, Molotov comes up as well. He knows nobody moves back into Cubby, so he has that cleaned 100%. And then again, the B hit into the A hit. It was actually a beautiful game plan by Astralis, but the individual showing up now for mousesports on top of it.
Heavy apartments control from Astralis. Very much now known. Not hiding it or masking the sound they're making. Damn, Bymas does not die. 4 deaths at the moment.
Really happy to see that.
We needed to see something from mousesports. And it was never going to be a one-man army. Bymas going to extend into middle here, looking for that headshot.
The Punisher.
It's him and Rops combining side by side for heavy impact. But it's Zipex trying to clutch in the 1 versus 4. 40 seconds. Bomb belongs to mousesports. And Bymas, he's already cut off his exit. Zipex, he's going to have to stay honed in on this, but he turns his attention. And Bymas is going to find him through the edge of the wall. Mousesports, 12-3 CT side on Inferno after getting wrecked on Train.
Fresh off the jet, hit the crew like where y'all at? Whole team making big moves. Yeah, we do it so cool. This is that dedication for your consideration. Gotta live it up when you work so hard. Yeah, we do it up like oh my God. So show up, temperature keep on rising, baby, go up. And I'm giving you what you like, now baby, let's go. Damn girl, you doing that like a gun bang killer now. Hold up, you a vibe. Make a man spend it all in the night. So dangerous on the gram, body crazy, getting famous. And guess what? Yeah, she knows she bad. Best thing that they wish they had. So show up, temperature keep on rising, baby, go up. And I'm giving you what you like, now baby, let's go. no words to say, yeah. It's me and you, forever together, and I know it's true. We gon' shine. Hey, shine, 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 shine. Show it off to the world.
Astralis made mousesports look flat. Thank God they bounced back once they hit the ground running on Inferno. They have a 9-round lead as they take to the T side of what was Astralis' first map pick. Best of 5 grand finals here for DreamHack Masters Winter. We got a lot of Counter-Strike on the docket, and it kind of seemed like it was slipping, but not so much anymore. Zipex, nice execution with the pistol. But of course, he is the one man in position from Astralis on this B site early. A lot of bodies coming over for the retake, though. Do not think this one is done. Kerrigan, he's going to be barely alive, though. Comes off of that bomb plant. Chipped away to 3 HP. Glaive looking for an entry. He gets executed alongside Dupree. So it's all on Device and Magis. Can we get this wraparound for mousesports? Chris, he's going to puff his chest and draw attention away from the fact that there's a double flank here for Mouse. Bymas, easy execute. Device, 1v3. Takes down Frozen, but now he's stuck in the crossfire, and mousesports with a 10-round lead.
3 mass strikes again. Another great round from him. So good on the pistols as well. 19-4. He's coming up on Rops's score. He's got almost a better score than Rops at this point. That is crazy. 2 outstanding performances on top of a great game plan from mousesports out of the first half. I am so glad we are at this point because it was Astralis. Like I want to be very honest. You know, Astralis looked better in every sense of the world. Kerrigan got outplayed, outcalled, and everyone got outshone. But in this game, the absolute opposite is true, and it's looking so damn good. And honestly, this might be an even more impressive win if they pull it off because it's here on Inferno.
A map that we thought Astralis would happily take away from them, but it's a little flash around the corner, Banana to get a man advantage. There's still tons of utility for Astralis to work with. And if mousesports want to take this map as clean as Astralis took Train, they got to make sure they minimize mistakes.
Yeah. The big thing here is, like, it looks really random sometimes when Kerrigan's walking around in T-Con, but on the top of Banana, like on T-Con on Train, but on the top of Banana, it's more of a 50-50. Like, he can pull it off. Astralis do something similar with their T side. But, okay, Magis, hard right angle, looking for the Jormungandr one piece, and Chris J will make sure he can't get that. That could potentially be the site taking down. There's one person peeking out. The walk-up is huge. Dupree next up to bat. Molly to nated.
Dupree with his 2nd and 3rd kill of the map.
Did Rops do that in air? No.
No.
Okay.
It did look like Glaive looking to take this away. All that's left over now, 5-7 getting away from him. He's got 4-3, 1 bullet left in the magazine, and a reload could absolutely cost him. Smoke soon to fade. He needs to kill Rops with that, and then he has a chance because he even gets his paws on a Galil. Runs over to the bomb site. He's got 7 HP, taps it twice. Frozen peaks, 5-7, back in hand, and now Frozen walks away. There is no time for Glaive to get this defused.
Nice play by Frozen.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Disengaging at the proper moment. Runs back in for the sake of it. Says, I'm not scared to die. mousesports, 14-3.
Reads that perfectly. Understands the odds of him having a kit. Look at all the dead bodies around the A site. Nicely handled from mousesports, even though it comes close. Astralis almost pulled that back, right? A couple of wild 5-7 shots earlier, maybe resulted in death on Frozen too. mousesports on 14. They survived the NT-Eco, and again, might have the easy route here to the end. I think, talk about the end, Astralis might fight to the bitter end here on CT side. Maybe they'll win a few rounds, but at this point, they can't account for the fact that mousesports T side is very competent.
Kerrigan's gonna waste no moment. Runs through the mid-smoke like it's nobody's business, and Glaive says, I can do it too. Dupree's gonna get blown away by Frozen. Kerrigan's created so much space that this bomb gets moving up short, and they will find that pit is clear, apartments is clear, everything is theirs for the taking. So much so, in fact, that Astralis are going to let this round slip through their fingertips. A 15th on the board for Mouse. 12 map points. And Kerrigan, he's not satisfied. His bloodthirst not satiated until he takes down Zipex. And even then, he thinks to himself he wants a little bit more. Device, smoke to the floor. He escapes for the time being.
Dude. It's not. I thought if mousesports won this, it'd be like 16-13, maybe.
Had to be a grind.
Down to like individuals, huge clutches. This is great stuff. Talk about it more potentially here in the post game. But I think that first half came down to just great reliance, being able to rely on Frozen and be some great support nades for him over towards the B site, and also just using that cubby spot, which we'll definitely see in the highlight reel, which Astralis had kind of left unaccounted for most of that half, just ignored it as a problem. But it was a problem. It was a huge problem. And it wasn't just one player who was there. It was Bymas, it was Rops. They were all doing good.
Hefty. Good first grenade, as we've come to expect from Astralis.
Kerrigan definitely has his pilot's license here on the T side because he's just always flying around corners. He'll happily take the fights, take the damage on the way.
Flashing through the smoke to find that Brackets is open for the taking. Still the majority of Astralis on the other side of the map. Magis continues to damage Kerrigan.
It's one spotted pit. Now mousesports here, this is where I think they normally would just commit and it would have been a good idea. They find that in-between rotation and now they're kind of slowing it down a little bit. They turn the corner here towards the archway. And they're looking for the opening. Bymas will find it.
Yeah, Device, he's going to have to double back. If he dies, then B is theirs for the taking. But Zipex, he was left as an anchor. And Device does cut down Bymas. Now it's Frozen's turn. And Rops, well, he's got that kill back on the A site. So Magisk in a pressured position.
Whoa, they could still go commit towards B with each other. But they're still, they got to figure out Zipex. Zipex is making the play of the hour, right? He's coming back through spawn to try to get the kill and then maybe turn his attention away. His information is everything. And now it's starting to become kind of this 1v1 versus Pit and Zipex to come in a little bit late. What can Magis do?
Dealing a bit of damage, but he dies. And if it's not Zipex with a big 1v3, then it's mousesports absolutely shattering expectations after the mood was set on Train. It was a very bleak mood. Skies looked gray for mousesports. Now anything is possible. We've got Nuke up next, a map that Godsent took both of these teams the distance on. A map that was a crucial element of sending Astralis down into the lower bracket. But Inferno, that seemed locked in from Astralis. That seemed like a given. And now, like I said, I don't know what to expect.
I don't either. Astralis have an insane win rate on this map, so that was a crazy stomp. That's the biggest loss they've taken in months.
It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? So we're going to take a few minutes just to collect our thoughts, for you to collect yours, and we'll see you after this break. After missing the mark on Train, Mouse made a remarkable turnaround on Inferno. Not so much turning the tables, as in dramatically stumbling into the bar and full-on flipping them, gentlemen. This was something we absolutely did not expect going into Astralis' map pick. And Astralis themselves, just after being incredible on Train, they look like they just lost all their protocols.
They got completely outplayed. Okay, let's put this in context. I want to be completely fair. On Train, Astralis were by far and away the better team in every single regard. They knew exactly what was coming. Their opening game plan worked out beautifully. It was all about Glaive and the calls. Device had an outstanding map, and everything came together. And the exact same thing happened to Astralis here on Inferno. Mousesports, they knew what was coming. The way that they used Cubby over and over again in this half, that was something unique and different to their CT side this time around. The fact that eventually Glaive caught onto it and started to try to exploit it was one thing, but then even then they couldn't keep up, because instead of just Device from that last map, Rops and Bymas were both having, incredible superstar level games simultaneously. This was very special. And also, Frozen on the B side, staying alive. Chris J not even really needing to hit shots, which was kind of surprising. Just being able to delay that long while the nades came in. Everything looks so damn good for mousesports. Astralis are 12-1 in their last 13 games on Inferno, and they just lost to mousesports 60-3.
It's actually crazy when you think about it. And when you think about Bymas as well, that ace, his first ace in Pro CS, and he achieved it at a grand final against Astralis, Courtney.
In a grand final versus Astralis after getting smacked on Train. Again, this isn't just some crazy performance to start a best-of-3 series. Like, the precedent that was set after that first map made it feel like this was just going to be Astralis running back the tournament and only having that one map loss to Godsend. But now things are different, because this is it's the fashion of which they won it that really kind of upends anything in this next and following maps.
And watching Bymas perform on that map, given that Inferno used to be one that he really had to work on, in the words of Carrigan, it made me think so much about Carrigan and his contribution to Counter-Strike and the scene. Because not every in-game leader will take on an unproven young talent, especially one such as Bymas, who was unfortunately found he didn't have a place on FaZe anymore, gets picked up by Mouse, not really meant to play in the full-on lineup, and then Carrigan gives him a chance against the
They didn't work with him on FaZe. They clearly had all of the people there to help him out, and they didn't. They just shoved him into the spots they needed to fill, and then they expected him to figure it out, and he didn't, because he's a new player. He comes into mousesports, he gets some respect, right? He gets some positions that he's good at. He slowly develops. At first, it doesn't work out so well, and now look at him. They're bearing that fruit finally. So they're showing that Carrigan does know how to develop that talent, and that mousesports is a good place to go if you're a new player.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to head to a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be going to the third map. It's going to be Nuke, and it's a mousesports pick.